Hello again, this is Michael DiGiorgio, and today I'm demonstrating a couple of different shooting scenarios under hard and soft key lights. The first test I shot was in my own office, and this space turned out to be a bit of a challenge to light because it's a very cramped environment. I would have preferred more separation between my subject and the background, mainly to improve the depth of field and backlight. Originally I set up the RE650s in this space, but couldn't cut the light enough to avoid overexposing my subject's face, and in such a tight environment it was difficult maneuvering all the equipment around itself. So instead I opted to use the smaller, less intense interfit light kit. I needed no additional fill light for this setup because there's a large white wall and a window to the right of my subject, or to the left if you're looking at him, which provided excellent bounce for the key light. As you can see in the hard light example, there's a rather noticeable, heavy shadow behind my subject's shoulder and spilling onto the wall. There's also a bit of spill and reflection from the light onto the right side of the bookshelf. In the second setup, the key light is diffused and it creates a much softer and even light overall on my subject and almost completely removes the shadows on the wall behind him. Although I do tend to appreciate more depth and shadow in most of my compositions, the softer key light provided a much more even look overall. Moving on to my second scenario, I set up a series of RE650s in the corner of my digital studio. Both hard and soft light setups came out nicely with some interesting results. For the hard light, I white balanced everything to around 3200 Kelvin. I placed a 650 high above my subject's right shoulder and applied a warmer gel to bring back some of the auburn in her hair. It produced a very pleasing back and hair light. For the fill, I used a small reflector on a boom arm. The hard light produced a rather sharp shadow under my subject's chin, which I may have been able to remedy a bit by lowering the height of the lights. For the soft light example, I brought everything to about 5600 Kelvin and added some soft white diffusion to the 650 key light. I really wanted to bring out my subject's hair color and warmer skin tones, so I chose to color balance closer to daylight. Both looks were unique and had very distinct tones to them. I decided to test this studio setup on a few other subjects to play with light on varying skin tones and see how I might adapt to them. Shooting a subject with darker skin on a black background also provided additional challenges, and I found that I needed additional back and rim lights to better separate the subject from the background. And doing this exercise quickly made me realize just how different our skin tones are from one another, and that no two people can really be lit the same way. There's always going to be some level of adjustment that's required. So those were my hard and soft light demonstrations. Thanks for watching.